I am passionate about making my money stretch and have always enjoyed finding ways to save in every category of my life. I believe implementing practical hacks consistently over time can make such an impact. In this video, I'm going to be sharing 8 ways to save on kids' clothing. I personally use each of these tips, but I know not every single tip is going to be for everyone. So I hope that you find something that practically helps you see a way that you can save money for your family. Number 1, accept hand-me-downs. I have a cousin who has twins, and her boys are ahead of my boys. And so whenever she is done with something, done with a bag full of things, she will drop it off at my house. And it is like Christmas. I'm always so grateful. There have honestly been even answers to prayers. I know that sounds funny. It's more of our health story on a different day, but there have been answers to prayers in these bags of clothing, of something we didn't know that we could use. It was such a gift, but they are consistently gifts to us because I'm saving money by accepting things from other people. So number 1 is accept hand-me-downs. I know that's not for everyone, but for us, that is one way that I have saved a lot of money. You don't have to keep them all, but you can save by going through them. Once I've gone through the bags or boxes, I will pass things on to my sister who has kids so she can look through it. I will think of a friend who might need something and donate the rest. You don't have to keep them all, but going through them is a way to find things you need without spending anything. I found a listing on Facebook Marketplace a couple years ago for 2 free boxes of clothing for my daughter. There were multiple sizes. I think there were sisters. The box lasted us a couple of years. I was beyond grateful. And it's okay if you don't want everything, but some ways that I've saved going through hand-me-downs is to not be super picky on items, even if they're for play clothes, things you know they will destroy. I'm selective with fabrics and clothing being what I feel is age appropriate, especially for my daughter. But there are times when I don't love the shirt or leggings. Maybe there's some kind of picture. I'm not super into unicorns, but there's unicorns on everything, it seems like, for my daughter. But they will work just fine to play in our backyard, and I'm always very thankful for the money I am saving. Number 2, buy secondhand. Facebook Marketplace, thrift stores, Mercari. Mercari is an app that I use. You can get things shipped to your house. It's very user-friendly, and I've also sold things on the app as well. I buy most of our clothes secondhand. I buy so many things secondhand, but we're talking clothes. I buy our kids' clothes secondhand. I will go in to thrift stores consistently. I will have a list on my phone so that I know what I'm looking for. And I will shop on sale days when clothing is half off. And that's most of the time when I will stock up. This is a great time to buy ahead. This saves me so much money. Number 3, don't buy more than you need. Have a general idea of what your kids need for each season. Jacket, sweatshirt, swimwear, rain boots, whatever you might want to pick up thrifting, buy online, whatever it might be. I do not buy multiples of things that I can get away with one. Jackets, sweatshirts. Sure, they might not match, but I honestly don't care what people think enough to buy multiples of something they only need one of. Sometimes I will buy a third for my twins. I'll buy a third option in case they lose it. I'm really good at keeping things in their place or getting them back to their spot so that we don't lose them. But I do sometimes pick up an extra just in case. I'll do this with my daughter as well. She has one sweatshirt, one jacket, and it works out just fine. So this is an option for you if you're looking to save in this way, is not having multiple things. Number 4, buy clothing ahead of when you need it. I buy my kids' clothing ahead of when they actually need it so that I'm never having to pay full price if I don't want to. Being ahead gives you some time to save money, and it might actually help you feel less stressed. I try to be a season ahead of the season we are in, but if I see items that I know the kids will need that are a size ahead, I will grab those, especially on sale days at the thrift store. Number 5, mend what you can. When Aviana gets holes in leggings or when the boys will get holes in their pants, I will mend them. I have a traveling sewing kit I bought at the Dollar Tree, and I bought a spool of black thread and a spool of white thread so that I can mend just about anything that needs sewing rather than throwing things out. Number 6, make your winter clothing work for summer. Okay, so let me explain. This isn't going to be for everyone, but that's okay. When my boys get holes in their pants, and I have already sewn them a few times, but the hole is now too big or the weather is warmer, I will cut them into shorts. They won't fit them next year, but they will work perfectly for shorts this spring and summer. I have actually cut sleeves off t-shirts to make tank tops before as well. In all my time thrifting, I have found that it's much more difficult to find tank tops than t-shirts. So when one of my boys didn't want to part with his favorite t-shirt in the summer, I cut the sleeves off and realized I could do this to other t-shirts to save money as well. Another example of this is my boys' pajamas. So up until now, my boys have needed to wear footed sleepers. They used to scratch in the middle of the night if their legs were not covered, but praise God, they no longer do that. So they don't need their feet to be covered, but I have all of these sleepers in the size they're still in. So when they get taller and their toes start to poke through, I cut the feet off. I used to mend all of the holes that were from wear, but now that they don't have to have their feet covered, I can cut the feet off the pajamas so that they can still use them. Number 7, borrow things you might only need once. The thing that comes to mind when I think of this hack or this tip is specifically snow clothes if you are not near the snow. So it's a drive for my family, maybe 2 hours when the snow is actually enough to go and have a day in the snow or rent a cabin or something like that. And I personally have found while thrifting really great deals on snow clothes. So I will get them because most of the time we'll end up using them maybe once a year, or it's a last minute trip or something like that I want to be prepared. So I'll still buy them because I know I can resell them. But what would be even better is if you knew someone that you could borrow them from, you would save even more money. So I'm sure there's something else that you could borrow, but that is the one thing that came to mind while I was thinking through this list. Number 8, sell what you are no longer using. So this is not exactly a tip similar to the other ones, but I wanted to add it because not only are you saving money, but you could be making money. On multiple occasions, I have paid thrifted prices, secondhand prices, and I will turn around and sell it for more or the same amount that I have purchased it. So not only are you saving money, but you can actually potentially make money. those are my 8 tips, but I wanted to add other kids items I buy because I love sharing this information and hope that it is helpful for someone out there. Sheets. I have a few sheets designated for play, for making forts. I have them lay the sheet down before pouring their Lego basket out. It makes it so much easier to clean. Or when they want to sit and work on sensory bins and rice gets everywhere, all I have to do is lay down the sheet, have their bins on top. Once they're done, I shake it out on my grass, and it's so easy. Or our kids love painting outside, so I will put the sheet down. It's another easy way to clean up a mess. The next one is toys, games, puzzles. Toys. I have found so many great toys that are in really good condition, if not new. There are many toys I have found that are new that I will pick up. Birthdays, Christmas. I save so much money. If you can go ahead of time, go consistently, and stock up on things, I am not getting just junk. I am keeping things on my list that I know my kids genuinely would love or have asked for, and I am purchasing ahead of time. I will keep my eyes out. I've gotten sets like magnetile sets that are worth $60 for in a brand new bin, still sealed, for $10. There are so many great deals out there. Another that I mentioned, games. If your family loves board games, there are brands that you can email them or request for new pieces if there's any lost for free. They will send them straight to you. It is really awesome. Next that I mentioned, puzzles. Yes, I will sit and count the puzzle pieces. Right now, since my kids are little, this is not that hard. I don't take very long to count up to 100, but I personally don't want to go home and have missing pieces for puzzles. So I do sit and count through the pieces. Next on my list is mud or dirt kitchen supplies. My kids love pretending to have little stores outside or play and pretend house, pretend they're making soups from pots and pans, muffin tins for selling rocks, wooden spoons to pretend mixing. These are all great things that you can find while thrifting for just a couple dollars here and there. Next is bedding. I love having at least one extra set of even just the elastic sheets in case one set needs to be washed and for some reason it isn't dried in time for bed. I have found new sets while thrifting. I found a brand new set of gray and white striped organic cotton bedding, exactly what I would want for my boys' bunk beds. I was so excited. If you don't like the idea of used bedding but really want to save money, you can find brand new sets at used prices. I've seen it over and over. Okay, the next on my list is books. I have been buying used books for around $1 each book for years. And when they don't want certain ones anymore, or maybe they've grown out of that age, I donate them to our library. Okay, last one on my list is gifts and costumes. I have found so many things brand new, like I've mentioned a few times, that I have put in my closet. I have certain people in mind, kids, brand new puzzles, brand new sets of things that I know they will genuinely love, brand new books for baby showers, baby clothes that still have their tags on them. This is a great way to save money. Those are my 8 ways to save money on kids' clothing and other items. I hope you have found this video and this information helpful. I hope you have found a new tip that you can practically implement to save your family money. If you have any questions on anything that I've mentioned, maybe you want me to expand on something I mentioned, please write something in the comment, ask me. I would love to help and share.